Okay, so for tonight's dinner, I'm going to be doing a lasagna. Now, I pulled out a pound of ground beef, and of course, I didn't pull it out early enough, and it's still frozen. So as you can see, it's still frozen, so yeah, it's gonna take a minute to defrost. But I put it in the electric skillet because I want to be able to use this thing. Haven't used it in so long, but I can run this if the lights go out. I have something that will run this if the lights go out. So I want to know what else I can do in my electric skillet. Now, I've done hamburger helper before, kind of like a hamburger helper. But I don't have any hamburger helper unless I make it from scratch. So I saw somebody make actual lasagna with the regular noodles, which is what I have, in this electric skillet. So I'm going to see if that works for me. So I am so unprepared, it's not even funny. But while my frozen meat is defrosting and browning in the electric skillet, I have some cheese because I have no ricotta, and I'm going to mix something together. So I took out this cheese, and I have some mozzarella. I might throw that in as well. I have this sour cream creme fraiche. This is what I have left from making that beef stroganoff the other night. It was probably about 2 nights ago now. This is what I have left in there, so I'm going to use that up. I have the rest of the cream cheese. I have my noodles, of course, just regular noodles. They're not oven ready or anything like that. And I have some greens, which I'm going to use for spinach because I have no spinach. I'm going to use greens instead. And as you can see, they're frozen, so I got to defrost those. And this is what I'm going to pull together to make my version of lasagna tonight. Okay, so I put my sour cream, what was left of it, in there. The rest of my cream cheese is in there. Cream cheese. Yep, cream cheese. That I canned. Let me see. Cream cheese canned in 12 of 2022. Yeah. Gonna put in some of this 3 or 2 cheese blend. Mexican blend, whatever it is. It's 2 or 3 different cheeses. I'm gonna add that in there. We're gonna make this our cheesy layer. Cheese and spinach. I know it's not spinach. Mix that up. All I did with my greens to get it to defrost really quickly was just run it under some warm water. I caught the water in the bottom only because I wanted to sit it in there. And I'll just water my plants with that. And yeah, it's already defrosted out. See? It's already defrosted. That took all of 2 minutes to do. And I'm ready to mix it in with my cheese mix. Okay, so I just mixed my spinach, my greens, and with my cheese mix. And I don't mind that it's a little watery because I need to cook those anyway. Here's my meat. I don't mind if it's a little pink in there because it's still gotta go in and cook. And then I pulled out some canned tomato sauce, and I just sprinkled a little bit of just Italian seasonings on it. And we're gonna mix that in just to give it a bit more flavor. So now it's time to assemble in my electric skillet. I put down a layer of the sauce, and I did use a little bit of vegetable broth I had in the fridge. That's why it looks a little liquidy, because I need to cook those noodles. So I'm gonna put down a layer of noodles. A layer of noodles is down. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's all gonna cook in together. So I'm gonna put down a layer of my cheese, greens, spinach. My layer of greens. I'm going to add a little bit more cheese over the top of that because I can and because I want to. So I'm gonna add a little bit more cheese on that and go on to my next layer of pasta, and we're gonna go in with a layer of the sauce, and this is gonna be a meat layer. Okay, I've got my meat down, and now a layer of pasta. Okay, so my last layer of that cheese spinach, and I've turned it on to 250, so that's why you hear it starting to bubble a little bit. And I'm going to put on my last layer now. So I've got the last meat layer on. I've got it set to 350, and I'm just going to let it go. Just going to add a generous portion of cheese on the top of it. Put the top on. Check it at about a half an hour, and then I'll come back. It should take I'm thinking about an hour, hopefully, because that's what I would normally bake it for at 350. So I'm gonna err on the side of that to be ready. So yeah, this is my electric skillet pan lasagna. Just to let you know, I did go around at each corner and pour some water just in case. There's not really any moisture in here. Everything's pretty much dry or needs to be cooked, like the pasta. So I put some, probably about, I would say about a cup of water, a little bit in each corner. Okay, so I'm not even 10 minutes in. It's more like just around 5 minutes in, and I had to turn it down. It was boiling so vigorously. Yeah, this is right now 5 minutes in. This is what it looks like, and I had to turn it down to the lowest setting before warm, which is 200, because it almost sounded like it was trying to climb out of the electric skillet. It was bubbling so vigorously. So I've turned it down. I'm going to put the top back on it, and we're going to see how this goes. Okay, so it's been exactly an hour, and this is what it looks like. I actually tried a little piece of the pasta, and that seems like it's cooked. So I'm going to cut into it, see how it looks. Let's get into this. All right. Smells good. Bottom feels like it's stuck, so I'm going to bring you back. Okay, so yes, the bottom stuck a little bit, as you can see right there. But I'm okay with that. It's not burnt, it's just stuck a bit. And this is what it looks like. It smells delicious, but here we go. This is what it looks like. Okay, so this is what is left. Probably like maybe 1.5 servings after we eat dinner tonight. So I was hoping to have 2 servings, like 2 dinners out of this, but yeah, nope. But I don't know if you can see that where it's stuck. That's actually the ring for the heating element. So when I initially turned it up to 350, I think that was too hot. So about 200, 250 is a good temp to do that at. And will I do it again? Absolutely. This was awesome. Pretty much put it in there, put everything in, and it was done. I didn't have to baby it or anything like that. Yeah, I would definitely do this again. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. God bless, and remember, stay safe and keep prepping.